welcome to today's edition of So You Think You Wanna, and today we are tackling highlight and contour. I know it seems so scary for everybody. Nobody wants to look like an unblended mess. So today I'm going to be breaking down all the tips and tricks that you guys are gonna need to be flawless in your highlight and contour experience. So let's talk a little bit about highlighting. When you're highlighting, you're using concealer or a light shaded cream-based product to bring light to the areas of the face that you want to be highlighted. Everyone does not have to highlight the same way. The most important thing when you're looking into highlighting is making sure you know your face shape and using a chart like this one to figure out which highlight and contour you need to do. Not everybody needs to highlight their forehead because maybe you have a smaller forehead. Not everyone needs to bring their contour all the way in because maybe you have a narrower face. Maybe you need to bring your highlighter down because your face is short and you want it to look elongated. So there are different ways to highlight and contour. No one way is correct. No one way is going to be universal for everyone. Today, I'm just going to be giving you the basics so that you guys know exactly what to do and exactly why we're doing it. You want to make sure that you have on your foundation or your tinted moisturizer or whatever it is as your base. This is basically just making sure that you are all one complexion over your entire face. Today for foundation, I used the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Finish Foundation in the shade Medium Deep 22. For highlighting, you want to make sure that you use a concealer or a product that is at least 2 shades lighter than your actual foundation. So the Pat McGrath foundation is Medium Deep 22. The concealer I'm using is also by Pat McGrath, and this is Medium 20. I'm gonna be highlighting underneath my eyes. I'm gonna put a little bit on my Cupid's bow area, some on my chin, some on my forehead, and down the bridge of my nose. Look how easy that was. Now, contouring is the exact opposite, is what you do to bring shadow and dimension to your face. I'm going to be using a stick foundation about 2 shades deeper than my complexion to contour. I'm going to contour my cheek area. You know, we want that angular look. And the best way to contour your cheek area is to go from the top of your ear down to the bridge of your eyebrow. So that arch of your eyebrow, make sure that contour stops right there. I'm going to do a little bit on my temples and around my forehead. I'm going to bring some down my nose. This is completely optional. Put some on the little bump of my nose, under my chin to make sure that my lower lip protrudes more, makes it look a little bit more juicy, you know? And then on my jawline to slim this down. So I usually put on the concealer and leave it for a little while I'm putting on the contour so that the concealer can dry down and it can be a little bit more full coverage. Now I'm going to be blending out my concealer, and to do that I'm using the Crown Brush C157, and it is a nice thick densely packed brush that's perfect for blending out under eye concealer. I'm going to spray that down with a little bit of the Becca Skin Love so that it gives it a little bit of, I don't know, liquid to help with the blending. The second most important thing when you're contouring and highlighting is to blend. You need to be able to blend. Every time you think you're finished blending, you're not finished blending. So just keep blending. Right now I'm going to be using the Makeup Geek Chiseled Cheek Brush. You want to make sure that your cheek contour is in the hollows of your cheek because then that really gives you that angular shape. So we're going to start by blending this, going up into the highlight that we just blended out. And then we're going to blend our forehead going down. And we're blending our jawline down as well. The purpose of this is to bring shadows and to make it look like my face ends right here. So now we've preliminarily blended everything out, but you can still see these lines here, right? And that's what you don't want. That is just flagrant, like flag on the play. We don't want to be able to tell where the contour begins and where the highlight ends. So I take the brush that I use to blend out my highlight and I just go over where that line meets so that line of demarcation is gone. This is the only line you want to see. That one right there. Last but not least, we want to make sure that we set all of this in place. To do that, I'll be using the Range Beauty Smooth Out Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Golden Light. Take that brush that I used to blend out my highlight, tap it off. I only want a little bit. I'm not baking. I don't bake because there's no reason for me to. And I'm going to use that to stamp the powder into everywhere that I highlighted. You just want the littlest bit of powder. You don't need a lot at all. Finally, you're gonna take a giant brush and blend all of that powder that you just put on, even though it's not that much. We're just gonna blend it all together, just to get all the excess powder off and to make sure the rest of our face is set. And there you have it. You're highlighted, you're contoured, and you're ready to go about your day with a snatched face. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. This is the finished look. If you guys have any more questions, be sure to ask them below. If you like this video, be sure to click that follow button on my Instagram page and make sure you click the link in my bio to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I go into more depth than I do here on Instagram. And be sure to come back every Wednesday at 1 for our So You Think You Wanna series. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.